Hello. In this video, I'll give you a quick demo of the Brokerage Challenge model, and you'll have plenty of time to explore the company when you get to the class. Now let's go ahead and take a more detailed look at Brokerage Challenge. And as I go through it, let me mention that the specific numbers and values that you will see at the class will be different than those on the screen that I'll show you, but you'll get a sense of the data that will be available to you. Okay, this is the opening screen, and from here you can navigate to the other parts of the software. I'm not going to show you every detail, but let me quickly talk about each of the major sections, and then it will be up to you to become familiar with the company during the course. So you access the main areas of your business by clicking through these blue circles, for example, staffing, customer management, carrier management, etc. In the middle, you can get information about the marketplace, and on the bottom right, about your company's forecasted performance. But let's start by clicking Staffing and Sales Management. Each of the areas of the screen gives you information and decisions in a specific area of staffing and producer activities. And you can allocate time for your producers to spend in specific activities. So I can change the 4 to a 5, just enter 5. And as you can see, you enter decisions into the software in the white fields or by checkboxes in some cases, or sliders. And the other fields that you see are self-calculating and are driven by your decisions. So is 5 days a good idea or not? Well, it's up to you based on your team's strategy and what's important to your company. I can also hire staff if I want to. Just type in a 1 and I've just hired somebody. And you notice any field that has a red triangle, if I hover over it, I get pop-up help to explain more about what's going on in that field. And you can do these activities for both personal lines and commercial lines. And I can see the impact of my decisions in the performance snapshot section in the bottom. Now, if I go back home, I can take a look at customer management, and I can set commissions in these fields by customer segment, and I can change those if I think that that makes sense. I can adjust my marketing budget if I want to, and at that point, as I start to make these decisions that are by customer segment, let me go back home, because if I want to research what customers actually care about, I can click Customer Analysis in the middle of the screen, and I can get information about sensitivities of each segment to things like price. So here are the segments across the top. Things like price, reputation, expertise, and I can even see the projected growth rate. And so with the segments in mind, let's take a look at carrier management. If I go back home, click on carrier management, I can see which carriers tend to have better pricing, commissions, etc. by segment. And the forecasted performance too is here at the bottom of the screen. And as I think again about segments, I can consider where it is that I source my leads, where I'm asking producers to spend their time generating leads. And I can click on a box to train, and I can change my allocation of time. And as I do all of these things, again, the question is, why would you make any of these changes? If I click Source Analysis, I can get a little more information and background about the customers that are available through each of these sources. So here are the sources for personal lines, commercial lines, employee benefits, new customers available, and some other information as well. And by scrolling down, I can access a bar chart and a pretty detailed table showing the distribution of new customers by segment coming from each of those sources. And then I can adjust accordingly as makes sense for my business. Now to financial management, a whole lot of metrics on profitability, liquidity, productivity, other areas. And these update real time as you make your decisions to give you a forecast of how your business is evolving. And in this field, I can adjust my short-term debt, and here I can change my days receivable. And if I go back home, I can take a look of the projected results of all of these decisions that I've made so far by clicking the income statement. And you can see a pro forma income statement generated based on the decisions that I'm making, pretty detailed. Okay, well, that's a quick introduction to Brokerage Challenge. And at this point, you've heard about what needs to be done, and now it's time to do it. And you'll have plenty of time to explore the Brokerage Challenge when you get to the class. We look forward to seeing you there. Thanks a lot.